This story is about you. Believe it or not, I wrote this story about you. Yes, you, the person listening to this right now. True, I don't know your name, where you were born, or what you do for work, but that really doesn't matter. I'm going to be honest. I like you. The real you, that is. The you that exists beyond those small details. It's because of your personality, your little quirks, and your passion. It's because of how you feel about yourself and how you fit into the world. It's because of how you hold yourself in public, the parts of you that you choose to share, and the parts of you that you keep hidden from all but a few. It's even about the parts that you swear you'll never show to anyone. You do this because you've been burnt. You shared too much, and subsequently you paid the price. So now you play it safe, holding just enough of yourself back so you can fit in with the crowd. But let me tell you something. If anyone pays to look, and you choose to open up to them, you certainly stand out. When this happens, people see you as I see you. And they like you for the same reasons that I like you. You're an independent thinker. Someone who just won't accept the statement of others. You demonstrate this by not going along with something that you find distressing or simply wrong. You say something. They don't know it, but this doesn't always come easy for you. Because although you can appear extroverted and confident, the truth is that inside you often feel quite reserved, almost like an introvert putting on an outgoing mask. But please, stop criticizing yourself. For these things, as well as everything else that I haven't mentioned, you berate yourself too much. The truth is that you have a great deal of potential that you are still yet to tap into. You can feel it if you try, deep inside. There is so much more of you left, so much more strength that you can bring to bear. You should tap into this potential, embrace it, and use it. Apply it to those lofty goals and aspirations that you seldom share. Yes, some of your dreams are so large that they borderline on unrealistic. But you never know. Unless you truly commit yourself, you can do wonders. Dreams are meant to be chased. Regardless of whether or not you accomplish them isn't the point. The process is what will really bring you satisfaction. Although you like your life as it is, I know that you're a little bit bored by it. You hate feeling so hemmed in by the restrictions, responsibilities, and limitations. You should go for it, because change will come. Like most of the major decisions of your life, you'll have serious doubts if you've made the right decision or not, or if you've done the right thing. And I know that despite craving change, you really do value security. So really, it's about finding balance here. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and make some change. Because regardless of what happens, you are capable of looking after yourself. You've managed it before, and you'll certainly manage again. This is another reason why I like you. When the chips are down, you can still be relied upon, push through, come up with creative solutions, and survive. It may not be pretty, but it certainly does work. So how will your story end? I don't know the specifics, of course, but I do know that it will be exciting. You have some amazing highs, but you'll also have some terrible lows. It's important to remember that nothing really lasts. Both the good and the bad will pass. So when your story is a happy story, embrace it fully. Love deeply and share widely. But also remember to put a little aside for the next rainy day. And when your story is sad, know that it won't last. Your life may be irrevocably changed, and that change may hurt, but know that you will recover far stronger than you were prior. I'm excited to see where you're going, and I can't wait to hear all about it. Just remember that life's an adventure, an epic story, with you starring as the main character. You just need to keep acting like it. So that was a short story called This Story is About You. If you'd like to read a copy of that story, you can do so via the show notes below. Click the link and you'll be taken to my fiction blog, and you'll be able to read this story as well as all the other fiction stories that I've got up. I just want to take this opportunity, very quick podcast today, just to share some exciting news with you. My book, How to Get Your Shit Together, is out now and available. So basically what this book is it's basically the summary of all of the different tips, tricks, ideas, concepts, habits, rituals, everything that I do that has taken me from a place of barely surviving to passionately thriving. I've read a bunch of self-help books in my day, and some of them are amazing, but a lot of them are terrible. Well, they're not terrible, but you'll read hundreds of pages only to come out with one or two actionable pieces of advice. So what I've done with How to Get Shit Together was put all of the different bits of advice that I found useful into one place. Basically, I wrote the self-help book that I wish existed when I was growing up. When I moved out of home at 15, I had an idea to write down basically a how to survive away from home guide. And I guess this is the sort of culmination of this sort of long project because, for anyone that's had a neglectful or abusive childhood or any sort of mental illness really, you know just how hard it can be to work out how to adult, to process your emotions, to follow your dreams, to deal with the anxiety, depression, and impacts of trauma, as well as to find the information that you just weren't provided with as a child. So this book is my answer to that. It's broken into 6 parts, and each part has sort of 5 to 10 chapters. Each chapter is self-contained. So each chapter I wrote it sort of like a self-contained blog post. What that means is that there's about 50 chapters that each provide a specific nugget of information that will help people to move on and move forward and sort of just get their shit together, for lack of a better expression. In each chapter, I've put a 1 or more take action sections, and these are specific things that you can do to take action to implement the advice in that chapter. As I said, it's broken into 6 parts, and I put it into these 6 parts because I found that self-help books either focus on the mental health side of things or the following your dream side of things. So I wanted to sort of have a book that covered it all. So the first few parts are overcome anxiety, defeat depression, and move on from trauma. Because obviously, if you're struggling, if you're suffering, those things are necessary to do. But the problem I found with most self-help books is that they sort of stop there. They might help you out of your mental afflictions, but they don't really give you a point or a reason or a goal to aim towards. This is why I added the second 3 section of get organized, find meaning, and follow your dreams. The find meaning and follow your dreams sections are really about figuring out who you are as a person beyond the mental health problems, beyond the trauma, who you would be if your life had have gone perfectly. Because trust me, I know it's a long and continuous journey to figure out who you are and where you're going and what you want. So I've put on, like I've said, put on the chapters in there that basically will help you to first figure out who you are and then to start moving towards that and to sort of safeguard yourself against people trying to take that away from you, either maliciously or out of care. And the middle part that I've got in there called Get Organized is basically a compilation of all the different little things that I've had to learn over the time that I really wish that my father had have taught me, to be honest. Growing up, he didn't really teach me much of anything, so I found that all of these skills of adulting, I'm sort of having to work out how to learn them myself and then also learn what I need to learn myself. So those chapters in the Get Organized section sort of cover, well, these are some of the things that you'll need to know in order to get your shit together, as well as these are some of the things that you might need to consider that you don't even know yet. So like I said, this book is out and available now. It's very comprehensive, and it's amazing just to finally have it done. As of recording, it's the 10th of December 2018, and the ebook and the paperback book are out now and available, and the audiobook is a couple of days away from being approved. So if you're listening to this in like a week or so's time, probably in a week, you'll be able to get the audiobook as well. I'm just so excited to share this and tell you about it, and I'm going to do some more talking about this. I'm going to, as with everything that I write, I'm going to eventually put out everything for free. With my first 2 books, Under the Influence and Upgrade, I'm slowly releasing the chapters, chapter by chapter, as part of the podcast, as well as blog posts. And I'm going to do the same with How to Get Your Shit Together. The main reason for that is that I believe information like this should be free and readily available to anyone that's interested and wants it. I think it would be wrong of me to write something that could potentially help people and set people back on the right path and save their lives if they're really struggling with depression or anxiety, and put it behind a paywall. The immediate obvious question is as well, what do I get from this? Well, it sounds sappy, but I get the good feelings of knowing that I'm helping people and knowing that what I'm writing is actually out there and supporting people. And all I can do is ask in return. If you like what I'm doing, then you might consider buying the physical copy or an ebook or the audio book. And that way you can have it all in one place. It'll help you more, and it'll help me by supporting the podcast and supporting my writing. That's basically the idea. If you can't afford it, and trust me, I was very poor when I moved out of home at 15, surviving off charity handouts and all that sort of stuff. I get it. If you can't afford it, it's going to come up over time and you'll get access to the whole book. But if you can afford it and you do want to give something back, please consider supporting it. And I'll put the links to how to get your shit together down below so you can purchase a copy if that's something that you would like to do. And I suppose going on from there, if you do want to support me, you do want to help me out, there is a couple of other things you can do. Rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening to it. That's a massive help. Tell people about it. That helps me tremendously. And also, if you're really keen and you want to support me ongoing, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/ZachPPhillips. That's a way that you can basically provide ongoing support to content creators like myself who are putting their content out for free. All you ask for is a $1 contribution per month. That's the smallest you can ask for, because on your end, hopefully it won't be noticed, but on my end, it would make a massive difference collectively. If you head over to the Patreon at patreon.com/ZachPPhillips, you'll be able to see that I provide some member benefits. So for anyone who supports me, I write a blog, a podcast, or some videos answering your questions, and listeners will know that. I also give discounted rates to my coaching for anyone that's interested in having some coaching sessions with me. So head over and check it out. Thank you.